Hi everyone, it's Lucy from Sweet Poppy Stencils. I thought I would show you a little make on using one of our new beautiful stamps that have come into the Sweet Poppy collection. It's using the iris stamp and we're going to do a little bit of paper piecing. So let's start off. So I have my stamping press. Okay. So let's go in. So hopefully this is a nice, simple, easy technique for everybody. If you're not a great colorist, and I'm not, then this is perfect for you. So let's just make sure we're in shot. So there we go. Lovely. Okay, so let's go in with the iris stamp. So taking. And I'm going to leave enough room for the sentiment as well. So we're going to be using a sentiment, or I'm going to be using a sentiment from the Roses stamp, which is available on our website, and it's Let Your Dreams Blossom, but you can use anything, whatever you've got in your stash. So we're just going to leave enough room, make sure we're level, pop it down, pick up with my Stamp Easy. And I'm just going to use, what am I using? I'm Versifying Clair Nocturne. I tend to use it for most of my stamping. And gentle taps, lovely. Make sure we're completely covered and we're going to walk across and letting it soak in, so letting the ink soak into your cardstock. I am using the Botanicals hot press smooth cardstock because I'm going to be using some of our watercolour pens. So I'm really happy with that. Beautiful. So let's just move that to one side. Now I've used a little bit of vellum. I've got a little piece of coloured vellum. You could use plain vellum and then put some ink on the back and then stamp on the front. So there is always a way around it. So what I'm after is I'm after the flower heads and the bud head. So let's pop it down a little bit, anchor it so it doesn't escape with my little magnets. Just making sure I'm not going to be hitting the magnets. Perfect. Okay, and there. Lovely, just so that it doesn't move too much. I've got some clear embossing powder. Now this is not heat proof vellum that I'm using. It's an old piece of vellum I've had in my stash for a long time, since I've had the shops years and years ago. As long as you pick up your vellum and allow the heat to transfer through, sometimes you can actually use, non-heat vellum. So perfect, lovely. And then all we're going to do is we're going to sprinkle over, and I could do with a little bit of card just to save. So I'm just taking that out a shot. There we go, that's perfect. I don't need it all covered because I'm actually going to be cutting out most of it. Lovely. Click, get rid of that. Get my lid on that because I am clumsy and I will knock it. Perfect. And then warm up my heat gun. Now I've got the more gentle one here. And I'm just going to, as you can see, allow quite a lot of space. I'm not direct. I just want it to quickly, and it does go very quick when it starts turning. It goes very quick. Lovely. Make sure that it's gone all glossy, and then you know that it has caught. And there we go. So that is going to be trimmed out, so I'm not too bothered about that. So I'm done with my stamp. so I'm just going to clean my stamp off. So a quick wet cloth. I do have one of the Stamped by Me stamp cloths. They are a bit squeaky, and I keep mine stored in a tight container, an old container that I had. So if you've got one of these, then keep it in the container it comes, it advises you. And then wash it in your washing machine, whenever you want to wash it. So I'm going back in with my previous. Lovely. So this makes a real quick, simple, easy card for you. So Let Your Dreams Blossom is going to go, try and get it straight. Come on, Lou. A little bit wonky. Yeah, that'll do. Pick him up, press him down. We're going to go in, gentle taps. So you're not flooding the stamp, but you've got a nice gentle, and then we're going to walk. And hopefully it's straight. Lovely. Okay, we need a little bit more there. Fabulous. Perfect. So take that off, put that to one side, clean the stamp and put my press away. Brilliant. I've now got, lovely, check I'm still in. So I've now got my stamp body and my vellum, stamp vellum. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it all out. So trick with cutting out is move your card or your vellum, not your scissors. Okay, and then I have a set already done, so we'll whiz to that. Okay, so we have our vellum pieces. We've fast forwarded to that, so pop those to one side. I've got a little bit of water, and I've got the smallest water pen that comes in our watercolours. To undo your water pens, now I don't fill mine up, I use it from a pot. You're going I think it's anti-clockwise. So you're turning the opposite way. You expect to be turning to undo them that way, but it's not, it's the opposite way. So if you feel a resist one way, then go the other way and they'll open. So I'm going to pop a little bit of water. So I prefer using mine this way. I don't want them to flood, and I do this with most watercolour pens, to be quite honest. I need a little bit of kitchen roll. Fabulous. And that's just so that I can wipe to one side. I've got an abundance of kitchen roll now. Lovely. Okay, so I'm going to use two of my greens. Now I am going to be honest, these are from our next set, but you do have some greens in set one. Beautiful colours as well in set one, so moss would work for you, any of the greens. These are two of the colours from our new colour set that coming in May, so keep an eye open for them. They are fabulous colours. So all we're doing is nice and simple. I'm dragging the water in, and rather than going straight to the image with the pen and dragging it out, I'm just doing it a quick, easy way. And then once that's dry, I can go over with the second layer and darken it if I wish. So we're going all the way up. And getting some colour just on, you're just going to do the leaves, because your vellum is going to colour your flowers. If you are no good with colouring, it's a nice easy way. If you go over the edge, wet it, dab it, and it will lift the colour off for you. So as you can see, real easy, steady hand or steady-ish. Now this is the smallest water brush that comes in both sets. So you know, if you've got our watercolour pens, then you have a brush, or you can use whatever you've got in your stash. If you've not got the pens, then just use your pencils. But these are so detailed, these stamps, that you don't have to actually colour them in. They're designed so that they're the easiest stamping for anybody, but giving you an effective card. So the last leaf part, all the way up, and then a little bit more darker. Hardly any water on that, just to, as you can see. There we go. Lovely. So I'm going to use a little bit of yellow just on parts of the iris without watering it down, and you've got that little piece there. Because you're going to be putting a vellum over, it is going to soften it down, so it may look a little bit dark. And again, in step one, you do have a yellow lid on. Just make sure I've cleaned my brush off, pop that away. So that is your body. So we're going to do a little bit of matte and layering, nice and simple. We've already got our verse on there. So for ease, I'm just going to pop that out whilst that dries a little bit. Just clean this up so I don't get my elbows and my hands and everything in it. Move that out the way. Sometimes I'll use a wet glue, it just depends what mood I'm in or how quick I'm needing to work. So we are just matte and layering. Now my black matte is a smidge smaller than my white. I'm not brave enough to go around with a pen. If you are, then do a pen, a Sharpie all the way around. I have shaky hands and I'm not brave. So we are matting and layering. Smidge of black. I have a little bit of black there. Fab. So my little easel card, as I said, this particular piece was a 5x7 and I've cut it down to 13.5 by 19 because I thought it just needed a little bit of trimming. It just suited what I wanted. So we are just matte and layering. So that would go in the middle, reasonably straight. That looks straight. I tend to look straight until then I lift them up. So my flowers, oops, don't forget your tiny little bud as well. That's really important. Just lay it over, check that you've got it straight. And the easiest way I've found is a permanent roller, or you could use whichever glue suits you. You could use pin flare, anything. This is going to play me out. I need a smidge cut off there. Lovely. Okay. That's better. There we go. So I have found the easiest way is to go all the way over Right, sucking it up the roller, and then you get an excess glue around with your vellum. If you're careful, just pull it off, all your excess glues, all the way around the edges, back in, and then gently off your fingers, line him up, work out which way he goes, and then get your bottom in first. See, it's a little bit harder when you're not overlooking. Right, let's see if we've got him in. There we go. I think we might have him. Do my tweezers. Now, you could, if you wanted, cut your flowers separate, but there you go. And there is your beautiful iris. Really easily coloured in. As I said, if you really want to, when it's dry, just go in, darken your flowers, your leaves, and put more depth of colour in. But it's really, honestly, up to you what you do. And if you go over the edge, all you have to do is re-water it and take it off. And there you go. I hope you enjoyed our beautiful iris technique. Do it with any of your flower stencil stamps. The new Botanical range is fabulous and they work for all of these. Have a go. Don't forget to share all your makes on Simply Sweet Poppy Stencils. We love seeing the inspiration. Thank you.